Well, people, I finally did it. Yes, I finally got to see Thor for Love and Thunder. Oh man, yo, this was. I mean, if you thought Ragnarok was crazy, this was so much more, right? It is so interesting the way this franchise has gone from, what I mean, the pretty straight lace first for film. Then you had Dark World, which I enjoyed. I don't really give a fuck what people say, but it's not a bad film. You know what I mean? And then it just goes crazy with Ragnarok, right? It's a complete 180. And this, it's Ragnarok on steroids, essentially. You know what I mean? So Taika Waititi is back in the directing chair and he co-writes it with Jennifer Kaytin Robinson. Um, and he came up with the story as well, which kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense, though, right? It is partly like a lot of the story is based on um hmm I think it was Jason Aaron. I do believe it was Jason Aaron's run on the I mean the comics that introduced Gore and you know just all that God butchery. So yeah, I do believe that was the case. Um, and while I'm saying this, I did just quickly take a look at Wikipedia, and yes, it does say that's the thing because in that comic, that's when Jane becomes four, and we have all of that craziness and the cancer, and right? Now there were new elements that got added, like the Guardians and just all of that. But yeah, it was it's a crazy one. It is produced by Brad Winderbaum, um, Kevin Feige. It is co-produced by David J. Grant, executive produced by Victoria Alonso, Brian Chapek, Louise D. Espitio, Todd Hallowell, and Chris Hemsworth. Line produced by Charles Neuwirth. Music is from Nami Melamad and Michael Gachanani. Barry Baz Iodine handles the cinematography. It is edited by Peter S. Elliott, Tim Roche, Matthew Schmidt, and Jennifer Vecchiarello. Casting was handled by Sarah Finn and Danish Maniar. Production design is Islam Gamal and Nigel Phelps. Art direction, we had Vladimir, Andrew Chan, Joshua Dobkin, Tony Drew, Jenny Hitchcock, Charlie Rivera, and Jessica Shulton. Set decoration is Katie Sharrock. Costume design is Maisie C. Ribeiro. All right. Which was, there is a lot happening on this one. So yeah, man, just sort of like mad props to everyone involved because it looks great. It does look really good as a film. A lot of act, you know what I mean? It's it's an impressive film, right? Marvel, yeah, they know how to do it right. You know what I mean? They know how to do it right. Okay, so our cast, the cast is interesting because there's a lot of cameos in this. There's a lot, and I do wonder, right? With some of them, is it because cats were like locked down in Australia, so it was just like, you know what? Why don't you just come on by? Yeah, you just do. You know what I mean? Because it's just like with everyone locked down, nothing to do. Why not, right? Make a little extra scratch, do your little fun thing, hang out with your buddies. But, Chris Hemsworth is back as Thor. Natalie Portman is Jane Foster. Kat Dennings is back. Not for long, right? She's just just in the beginning as Darcy. Yeah, Idris Elba is there as Hemdall. So we also have Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie. Taika, he's obviously the voice of Korg, right? Voices some other stuff in the film as well. You have Jamie Alexander as Sif again. Chris Pratt is Peter Quill, aka Star Lord. So we've got Dave Bautista as Drax, Karen Gillan as Nebula, Pom Clementif as Mantis, Vin Diesel as Groot, Bradley Cooper as Rocket. You know what I mean? We've got Christian Bale. Yeah, Christian Bale. Batman plays Gorr, the God Butcher. Bloody good as well. Russell Crowe is Zeus. Yep, that's right, people. Carly Rez is Miek. Now, Ben Falcone and Melissa McCarthy, they show up. That's what I'm saying about people just being around, man. We got Stephen Curry as King Yakan. Who else of note do we have? Kieran L. Dyer is Hemdall's son. Axel. Simon Russell Beale is Danios. I mean, yeah, there's just a load of like Hemsworth's family are all up in the film. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a load of people doing their thing in this one. There's a load of people doing their thing and doing it well. And that's the thing, doing it well, right? So the gist is this: Thor's retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gorr the God Butcher, who seeks the extinction of gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer, Mjolnir, as the Mighty Thor. Together they embark upon a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and stop him before it's too late. So yeah, that's the film. Now, as I said, look, if you read the Jason Aaron comics, there is a lot of nods to that in here, right? There's a scene with Jane in bed, and then Mjolnir is just there, and it's like that whole thing, boom, straight panel for panel. You know what I mean? Like we get some good shit up in here, man. It really is. But then there's some new shit, right? I can't remember Gorr's actual motivation in the comic book. I know there was like when you read it, you're like, yeah, I mean, yeah, there is a legitimate thing there for real, right? Now, so there's a similar thing here, but right, so it opens with Gorr's story, and you know what I mean? You can definitely vibe with Gorr. You can see where my man's coming from, right? Which is great because they make you kind of feel for Gorr, right? So then when all the other stuff is going on, you're like, yeah, but I mean, come on. Are the gods really great? They're kind of cunts, right? That's the thing. These gods, they're not great people, you know? So, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, we get that. The film itself, though, right? As I said, look, Ragnarok was crazy. This is Ragnarok on DMT. You know what I mean? It is just trippy and crazy. It's like it's kind of hammed up, right? In a way, it's kind of hammed up, but doing it like it's saying, yeah, we know what we're doing, right? It's like that. If you enjoyed stuff like Flash Gordon, the 80s classic, Flash, he saved every one of us, then you will dig this. Like it's kind of got that feel to it. You know what I mean? Kind of got that feel to it. So it's crazy, it's ridiculous, but it's got these real touching, heartfelt moments, talking about relationships and love and loss and what it means to seize the day and just all of that, right? You have these moments and you're like, oh, fuck. Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what's this? My eyes are wet. What's happening? You know what I mean? Like, you're not expecting it, but it doesn't feel weird, right? It's kind of against the grain, but it works so well. It works so well, right? And that's the crazy thing. This film is, it just feels like it's weighted in the right positions. You know what I mean? It's got a nice balance to it, which is fun as fuck. Which is fun as fuck, people. I did really enjoy this film. I ain't gonna lie, right? So you need to know that shit. I enjoyed the fuck out of this. It was just, yeah, it was fun. And then, when we get to fuck, what was it called? Openius. Openius. That's not the name. It begins with an O. Where all the gods are, and you have Zeus. Russell Crowe as Zeus. Like it's funny. Last week he's a boxer, right? A bare knuckle boxer, and he chewed the fuck out of that scenery. Oh my days! But it's in a different way, right? It's kind of like in Prize Fire, you feel that Russell Crowe is chewing it up, but with the conceit of this is incredible, right? In this as Zeus, like now they say it's a Greek accent. I don't know if I'm calling that a Greek accent, but he yo, what he does, it's out there. It's hilarious. It's great. It's great. Yeah, Zeus. the whole the whole god thing, like the Bayo god. Like that was just out of left field. You're just like, you know what I mean? Oh, there's Korg's god, there's that god. Wait, Bayo? What? A dumpling. There's a dumpling up in there. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this is interesting. But yeah, no, all of that was great. All of that was great. You know what I mean? Just like playing on meditation and just all of these things, man. You just get this whole like the oh well, you know, I broke up with you and like the relationship craziness before it gets heartfelt, right? But yeah, like the end works, all of that, people. Yeah, for Love and Thunder, boom. A very enjoyable entry in the MCU. Now, there are cut scenes, right? The first cut scene is maybe the most important one of the two, right? Because I feel it clearly is leading to something that might come in the next Thor film. You know, maybe they play it in a TV show or another film, but I kind of feel it's a nice setup for the next Thor film. And yeah, I think it could be interesting. Could be and also this like yeah, we get to see this character who has definitely played around in the you know what I mean, the Marvel universe a lot. Had some big roles, done some things. So yeah, very interesting to see what outcomes of that. And at the very end, there is another cutscene. A lot of people, I think most of the people had left the cinema, which I never understand. I'm like, there's cutscenes. Marvel invented the cutscene, motherfucker. What are you doing? Right? The end of credit scene. Cutscene. End of credit scene. Anyway, now this one, maybe not so important, but it does open up possibilities. It does open up possibilities. So remember that, people. You've got an early scene, and then at the very end, there's another one. But yeah, if you haven't seen it and you enjoyed Ragnarok, you enjoyed Flash Gordon, I say you're gonna love Love and Thunder for sure. You know, I will say, right, if you're really thinking about it, this is fucking hair metal, right? It is hair metal. You know, like some people love it, some people roll their eyes, some people like tell their friends, "Oh, it's awful," but secretly, they are jamming to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean? I feel that's a good way to describe it. For Love and Thunder, it's hair metal. Now, I mean, we get the Guns and Roses and all of that kind of thing, but yeah, it's yeah, I forget that big hair metal. It's like Def Leppard and you know what I mean, just all of that stuff. And there's something Thunder, right? It's still Panther. That's it. Yeah, that's what this is. You know what I mean? But people, I loved it. So yeah, it's still in the cinema. Might come to Disney Plus soonish, but it's been around since. Oh, we're still in July. It's still July. Yeah, hasn't really, no, it's probably not coming soon. It's got to be in the cinema for a while. I don't know what I'm thinking, people. Fuck it. Go cinema, go watch it. It's fun.